Hey, I filmed this video and then it didn't work. So I'm filming it again. So this is fun. Okay, so this video is going to be all about everything that happened after the last miscarriage to my first doctor's appointment. So after our third miscarriage, the doctor told us that we could come in about a month to talk about all of the testing options and kind of what we were going to do moving forward. You have to wait a month to go in because your body needs to be like fully out of pregnancy mode before they do any of the testing. So that was why we had to wait a month. So the doctors called and scheduled my appointment for a month later. During that time, I kind of just like threw myself into researching everything I could about recurrent pregnancy loss and testing and just everything. I just wanted to have an idea of what was coming up. And I just wanted to prepare myself as much as I could for that first appointment. And I wanted to have lots of information because as I was researching, what I kept finding time and time again was people saying that you have to be like an advocate for yourself. So I was like, I'm gonna like learn everything I can about this. Also, it was kind of something to like focus my attention on so that I didn't have to be like focusing on the fact that we couldn't try to have a baby like again really soon, you know? So the first appointment came, I had like really high expectations. I was like, this is gonna be great. We're gonna talk about everything. I'm gonna get to share my opinion and we're gonna discuss it. And I was just really excited. I'd been waiting the whole month for this and we'll figure out where we're going moving forward. Because of COVID-19 and all that jazz, our appointment was over FaceTime, which, I mean, that's not always the best option, but what can you do? The doctor called me and pretty much just told me like what was going to happen. So she just like was like, okay, these are the tests that we're gonna do. So I'm gonna read off the tests that she ordered just because if you're going through this situation, maybe you would be interested to know what type of testing could potentially be done. The tests that she ordered were B2 glycoprotein, cardiolipin, hemoglobin, lupus anticoagulant panel, prolactin, and thyroid stimulating hormone. So those were the blood tests she ordered. During my research, I had found a lot of different blood tests that people recommended you like ask your doctor to do. And so some of those were on my list and some of them weren't. But yeah, she also said that she was going to refer me to a high-risk OBGYN or a maternal fetal medicine doctor specialist, as well as a genetic counselor. She recommended, since it was my third miscarriage in a row, to do genetic testing, which I was aware that that was like something they could do, but I didn't know for sure. It's very expensive, and so I was like, I don't know. But she was like, I want you to talk to the genetic counselor and like you can decide then. So that was kind of that. Like the appointment ended right there, pretty much. I was feeling pretty frustrated just because I had had such high expectations for the appointment and I'd been waiting a whole month and this was like the thing getting me through, and then it ended and I did not feel like I had answers. I felt more frustrated than I did before. I didn't feel comfortable telling my doctor what I was thinking, and I didn't feel like she wanted my opinion really. I felt like it was more like, hey, this is what's gonna happen, you know? The appointment was only 3 minutes long. No joke. Like, I checked the FaceTime thing and it was only 3 minutes long and I was like, oh my gosh, like, ah. So I was pretty frustrated and left the appointment feeling like my opinion didn't matter, like we weren't moving in any direction, and like no one cared. Pretty much I just had to wait for the high-risk OBGYN to contact me. She was like, they'll contact you within a week, and I was like, well, hopefully it's soon, but yeah. I had to wait for them to contact me. That was my experience with my first doctor's appointment. So I just wanted to share some things that I learned and my advice maybe to someone who's in this same situation. These are not necessarily things that I did, but things that I should have done. So take it with a grain of salt. My recommendations, my thoughts, yeah, is that do your research. Like, know what you want done and tell your doctor. It's your health and it's your money and it's your body that all of this is happening to, so just feel comfortable telling them. I mean, my situation, I didn't tell them, like, and I was really frustrated because I went into it like, I'm gonna stand up for myself, like I'm gonna tell them what I want, But then, given the circumstance, I didn't feel comfortable telling them, which, I mean, that can definitely happen, and I think you just have to do it anyways, which I didn't do. But that would be my advice to someone going through the same situation. My other advice is to stay focused on the reason why you're doing all of this. I remember after that appointment, I honestly was like, I just want to give up. You know, like, is it even worth it to do all of this? Like, all of this testing, all of the time, money, energy, emotional, like, toll that it takes on you? Like, is it even worth it? Like, I really wondered. I was like, I just want to give up. Like, but then I would remember the fact that we were doing this so that we can have a baby. It just helped to remember the purpose behind everything that we were doing. And it doesn't make it easy just because you're like, oh, I'm doing this to have a baby. It's not like, oh, this is a breeze. I can do this every day. It's not easy, and it doesn't, but it helps. So, yeah, that's my advice, is just remember why you're doing it, and just like focus on that. Focus on the outcome you want, and remember why you're willing to do all of the things that you're doing. That's some advice for someone maybe going through the same situation. My next video will be all about our appointment with the high-risk OBGYN, which went much better. So there's that. There's good things to come, and I guess it was all for a reason, even though it was really difficult in the moment. And also, just another thing for people that are going through this. It's okay to feel however you're feeling, because I literally cried for pretty much an entire day after that appointment. So don't feel guilty for feeling how you're feeling. I guess I get frustrated when I'm really upset by certain things, just because I'm like, I don't want to feel this way. Like, I don't want to feel upset, I don't want to feel bugged, I don't want to feel jealous, like, but you're still grieving, and that's what I had to keep reminding myself, is that I'm still grieving, and whatever I'm feeling is okay to feel. Like, this isn't something easy to go through, and I don't think you're supposed to just go through it and be like, my life is perfect, because it's not. Just be okay feeling however you need to feel. And if you need to cry, or if you need to eat ice cream or get a cookie, you know, just do it. That's that. Yeah, my next video will be about our second appointment, which is much better and happier, so that's good. Yeah, right now we're just kind of in this place where we feel like we're really close to a breakthrough maybe, but also like we feel really far from anything that's going to make us be able to have a baby, and yeah, it's just really hard. So we're just taking it one day at a time and trying to be hopeful. So that's that. Adios!